Welcome back, everybody. Chef Katko here, and we're going to go on to part two of the demo on chicken fabrication. So thus far, what we've done, basically working with what would be considered the dog meat, basically the thighs and drumsticks. One thigh, one leg, we just separated into the drumstick and the thigh. The other one we completely boned out. Okay, skin on but completely boneless. Now we're going to focus on our attention on the white meat area, namely the breast. And what we're going to do is, well, first off, I'm going to show you how to remove the backbone. Then we're going to show you how to split the breast into two bone and breast. One breast we're going to remove the rib cage but leave the first joint on, trimmed. That will be our French cut, or sometimes referred to as the airline chicken breast. And the other breast we're going to split in half. Again, something that if we were going to cut a chicken into 10 pieces, that's how we would handle the breast part. Anyway, let's go forward, okay? And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to basically stand part of this bird on the where the head would have been, okay? So upright like so. I'm a right-handed person, so I'm going to start with the area to the left of the backbone. This is the backbone right over here, okay? And just to perhaps try to point out to you, once again, a little landmark vein of yellow fat. I'm going to cut along this to get to where the backbone is attached to the breast by vertebrae. Okay, so what we do is just go on ahead. Just follow that along. And I'm going to go past the hip bone. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Now, what I do once I've arrived to where the vertebrae is, I run my finger and I feel for an indentation. And it's going to be along that indentation that I'm going to cut, or use my knife to cut. And what I'm doing, I am just severing the vertebrae from the backbone. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Okay. Feel for that little indentation right over there. And you can hear the click, click, click. Here I am cutting through bone. Okay, a little loose skin over there. And that is our backbone. Okay, that's our backbone. To the stock bowl it will go. Okay, so the next objective is I want to separate. Okay, I want to separate this breast into in half. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to look for a little patch of cartilage tissue. Okay, right over here. That's where I'm going to focus my attention to. And I'm going to take the tip of my chef knife, and I can use my bone knife with this as well. And the very tip, I'm going to align it, okay, about a half an inch from the edge into the middle of the cartilage, and give it a little tap. Just to split that cartilage like so. Just to split it. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to just pull that apart. And in pulling it apart, okay, I've basically severed. And what I'm doing now, this is the breastbone, And what I'm doing now, I'm just running my finger uh, between along the side of the breastbone, and I'm going to do the same thing on the other side, like so. Sometimes, if I hit the breast, this cartilage a little off center, I'll just have to reposition, give it another little nick, like so. Okay, and we'll kind of do the same thing. And there you go. So, yeah, I don't know if you heard that crack, but that's actually, in this case, a good sound. Okay, and again, I'm just going to run my finger between the breastbone and the meat. Then what I'm going to do, I'm going to push down with the side of my knife and just pull out that whole breastbone in one piece. There's the breastbone. Sometimes we call it a keel bone because it looks like the bottom of the hull of the ship with a keel. Okay. Then what I'm going to do, I'm just about ready to split the breast. Okay, I'm just about ready to split the breast. What I'm going to do, though, is proceed, and I'm going to feel along the ends here, and I'm feeling for the wishbone. You can feel it's a hard, you just feel the hard bone running along there. And when I do that, could you take a paring knife, or I'll take my boning knife, and just run it along where I feel that wishbone. And, the reason why we want to take out the wishbone is a very small bone, and by chance, if we leave it in when we prepare the bird, we don't want there to be any chance that a customer is going to bite down on this little bone or swallow it. Okay, so I always like to take the precaution of removing it when I am fabricating the breast. Okay, so that's half of the wishbone. And again, I feel for that wishbone, the other side, half of the wishbone. And I don't know if you could see, I'm just using the tip of my knife, just the tip of the knife. Okay, free it up. There you go. Now we could go ahead and split this breast right in half, right in half. Okay, just like this. Okay, and I mean, quite frankly, I mean, we could leave this bone and breast just like this. I mean, with the skin on. I mean, some people would argue that, leave the skin on, it's full of flavor. When you cook it, the fat in the skin sort of liquefies and it soaks into the meat, keep it nice and moist and flavorful. And I believe what we're going to do, okay, I'm looking at my two pieces. Okay, this I'm going to reserve to show you how to fabricate this into what we mentioned before, the airline or French semi-boneless chicken cutlet. Okay, this fella, what we're going to do, I'm going to go on ahead. Yeah, I'm going to leave the skin on for this one. Okay, I might trim off some of this loose skin that's hanging off at the side. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to split this. So like if, making fried chicken or let's say chicken cacciatore, we want, again, those 10 pieces per bird. I'll just, and this is a rather substantial breast, I'm just going to split it in half. I'm going to do that by, okay, you might notice, okay, on the rib cage, okay, it kind of ends kind of like in a V. See that? Right in the middle of that V, okay, right above this joint, I'm going to, again, use the heel of my knife, or the butt of my knife, like a cleaver. Give it a tap. Really split the bone. Okay, right in half. Straight on through. So I have a split breast. And you noticed I kept all the bones inside. Okay, so that's our split breast. Okay, so we will add this to our collection. Now, for this piece, I'm going to go ahead. I have some of the rib cage kind of hanging off to the side. All right, so I'm going to remove this part. Again, good for the stock pot. Notice how adaptable the chef knife is. You could kind of use it as a cleaver. Okay, then what I'm going to do, I'm going to put it where the bone side is facing towards me, facing up. Take my boning knife and just very carefully run the tip of my boning knife underneath the rib cage. And as I cut, I am lifting the rib cage as I cut between it and the meat. And then using the very, very tip of my boning knife blade, I'm just kind of shaving or scoring the bone from the meat. Now I'm careful to notice this little joint. Okay, I want to cut between that. So I sever the rib cage, but I want to keep the wing bone attached. So I'm very careful not to cut all the way through, but just go along the joint. Just like so. Sometimes we have to give it a little encouragement. There you go. Alrighty. So that's rib cage. Okay, so now we have I'm going to remove the skin. Okay, and basically it's almost completely boneless. And what we'll do, and this is kind of aesthetic, in a way it's practical too. This little bit of flesh tissue around that first joint of the wing, we're going to remove. We're going to denude it, we're going to trim it, and then we'll have a French style or airline chicken cutlet. And to do this, very straightforward, at the base of the bone, we'll make an outline or relief cut all around. And again, being mindful. To try to cut away from us, not towards us, as a safety measure. And the idea is to take all that tissue, want that wingtip bone to be nice and clean. Use the back end of the knife to do this. Go all the way around. And once we have done that, going all the way around this wingtip bone, there we go. I'm going to go ahead, just take the heel, the butt of the chef knife. I'm just going to show you. Okay, and very carefully, just the very end of the wingtip. Okay, and the stock. Okay, we're going to just clean it up a little bit. And that should do it. Okay, so this is our French cut chicken breast. All right, like so. And so in summary, let's just show you what we've done. Okay, so in effect, we've destroyed the whole chicken, fabricated it in its component joint pieces, drumstick, thigh, add a leg, boneless leg here, split breast for braising or stewing or pan or deep frying, French cut chicken breast, great for the grill, great for saute. This could be pan fried as well. And there you have it. Okay, hope you enjoyed the video. See you this upcoming week. Take care.